ball facts.
So what's going on with Liangelo? He was all over the internet not too long ago.
True.
Heck, even I wondered for a while. But let's get to it.
Let's go.
The story is actually quite captivating if you followed his journey since he was in high school at Chino Hills.
I did.
And since the incident at UCLA, most thought his name wouldn't get mentioned in the same sentence as the NBA. They were wrong. He went to the NBA Summer League, where he impressed in his debut. Because of that, Charlotte signed him to their G League affiliate, the Greensboro Swarm. Hence the highlights you're looking at. These are from his first season. So what's the story since he went to the G League? Let's get into it.
Go ahead, ball facts.
In the G League Winter Showcase and regular season, Liangelo averaged 13 minutes per game.
Okay.
And even though he shot 40% from the three-point line, he only averaged 5.7 points. The Hornets would never go on to call him up. So in the offseason, he took his talents to the Drew League.
Triple B's.
There, he would show a barrage of moves he wasn't able to show on his G League team. Stacking the odds against himself, he chose an undermanned roster. The Triple B team would lose, but in the midst of it, he'd rack up double-doubles and even a 50-plus point game. After that, the Hornets surprised Liangelo with an invitation to their preseason. He was once again reunited on a roster with his younger brother Lamelo. Everyone was excited to see them play together again.
Hopefully he can make the whole thing, keep him on the team for real. That'd be a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, his journey's a little unique, definitely different than me, or Melo's, but this is his path. And, God put him in this place right here, right now. And I told him just to make the most of it. Go out there and do what you know you can do and let the chips fall where they may.
It was now time for the ball era. In the first preseason game, Lamelo came out cold. Brick after brick. And so did Liangelo.
What?
You could say it was a letdown. We expected to see these two guys come out on fire. But there was one bigger letdown. They never played these two together at the same time. This was very bad news, because spectators that didn't even watch basketball tuned in to see them play together. For the entire preseason, the Hornets refused to put them in at the same time. And then, Melo got hurt and he'd miss the first month and a half of the season, and Liangelo would get sent back to the Swarm. It almost felt like someone pressed the rewind button. But surely this time on the Swarm would be different than the first season.
For real.
Or so we thought. Jello wasn't a bona fide starter. He did have some highlights just like his first season. But also like his first season, he spent most of the time on the bench. And he was noticeably limping again. In the middle of the season, he would miss a stretch of games because of a sprained ankle. But then he'd come back and play 10 minutes or so. But then all of a sudden, he wouldn't play at all. You check the box score, he'd be at the bottom under DNP, did not play. It's been this way for a month or so, and people have been asking me what's the update. Well, brace yourself.
All my boys gotta have surgery right now. Jello's ankle, Melo's ankle, and then Lonzo's knee. So guess what? They all rehabbing at the same time.
Upon a closer look at Jello's ankle, doctors have decided he needs another surgery. He knows this all too well.
In some ways, do you feel like the future of your career is riding on this surgery?
Yeah. I have to get it right this time. So, I'm nervous.
The disappointment is starting to pile up. The youngest ball brother Lamelo went down on what seemed to be a freak accident. Just look at the grin on my face. We were so happy when Lonzo released a video of him coming back, only to find out a month later that he himself would need another surgery as well. And that's number 3. All of them need surgeries, which leaves us asking the question, will we see the Triple B prophecy fulfilled ever? All 3 in the NBA on the same team.
And the ball boys recover good. And like I said, I'm not worried about this year right here. I'm worried about 24, 25 on the fact that's the opportunity for all of them to play on the same team.
This is either going to be the biggest what could have been, or, oh my gosh, how did they bring it all together in the end? The narrative pileup is crazy. You can take it any way you want to. Number one, let's talk about the damaged goods narrative. At one point, Lonzo thought about changing the Triple B name to something else, and LeVar said, why would we do that? He said that the Triple B was messed up, and then LeVar said, well, what if we changed your name to something else because you're damaged goods? Now, he was speaking hypothetically, and he always believed in his son to come back, and he still does. But that will be a thing that we see reoccurring in comment sections and interviews. They will bring that up, that Lonzo is damaged goods, LeVar called it out, and so on. Some people believe this is a Brandon Roy story with Lonzo, others believe this is a Derrick Rose story. The other narrative will be those Hills in Chino. Everyone knows Chino Hills Huskies, the undefeated record. LeVar had them running Hills, but before we talk about that, just remember that you are watching Ball Facts. I'll bring you the news, the sports, and everything else in between. Now about those Hills. They were the things that got them their stamina. But on the flip side of the coin, a lot of the skeptics and critics say those Hills are the reason that the boys have knee and leg problems in general. Now, LeVar isn't buying that one bit. He says when he had them, they were completely healthy, and the Hills are what kept them healthy, the type of workout and regimen that he had them doing. But LeVar is the only one that got two sons top 3 in the NBA draft. Of course, on the flip side of that coin is the skeptics, the critics that say, look, guy, all 3 of your sons are hurt and injured. That's the common denominator we want to focus on. What's even more interesting is what LeVar is focusing on. The 2024-25 season. Lamelo, if he doesn't take that rookie contract, which everyone says everyone takes the rookie contract. Remember, Lamelo was one of one and he loves to be different. Lonzo is devalued. Jello is devalued. The NBA doesn't see the Ball brothers as a threat anymore, which I think they did because they would speed up the game too fast. But now I think they would allow them to join together. And if after the surgeries, the Ball brothers are healthy and unbeknownst to everyone else, they come prepared and ready, there could be a problem on your hands. We see Lamelo bringing Jello to his team and saying, I hope he makes it. We see Lonzo putting an Instagram post up saying Jello has always been a bucket. These 3 still believe that together they can do something in the NBA great. Guess what, guys? So do I. What do you think? Is it over for the Ball brothers, or is there still more on the horizon? I was saddened to hear that Liangelo was going to get another surgery, but I felt the same way when I heard about Zoe and Melo as well. Speaking of Melo, he did have something to say after his surgery. They asked him about ankle braces, so let's get to it. He said not being able to play is tough, but he's feeling better. He will go through rehabilitation, do the whole process, and try to come out on top. When asked about wearing ankle braces, he said, I haven't really looked into that yet. I've got to see how I feel first when I come back. Then I'll make a decision. What do you guys think Lamelo should do? I say wear the braces, but if he doesn't play like himself with them, then how could you tell him to wear them? Maybe get a different type of shoe. Maybe Puma should make some high tops. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching this video. I was glad to bring you the update, not this type of update. I wish I could have had a more healthy update, but this is the update that you've been waiting on. Thanks guys for watching this video, all the videos you watch. I appreciate you. Subscribe, comment, like, do all those things. Ball Facts again.